You're on mute, Ronnie. You're on mute. Defroze.
Yeah, he froze.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Sorry you guys for our lateness. Please guys, if you're not doing so, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you for tuning in to Cat Culture Radio. What's going on, guys? What's popping like it? What's cracking?
What's good? What's good?
Well, let's get it.
Go ahead, Jordan. Do your thing.
All right, what's going on, people? What's going on? Glad y'all joining into the chat room. You know, people coming in. Appreciate y'all. You know, love y'all. Keep adding on subscribers, so we really, really appreciate y'all. So today, you know, we're gonna talk about a little bit something different. You know, as us, I feel like, you know, as us men, you know, as we are like 30 years or 40 years older, you know, I feel like, you know, we men, we experience some things that, you know, we probably didn't know in our 20s, our teens and 20s, and now we know in our 30s and 40s. So today we're going to talk about, you know, men in improvement, you know, stuff that, you know, younger men, you know, in their 20s and teens, you know, we think we give advice to that we probably went to, we didn't know about, and we definitely really want to, you know, talk about it. I definitely have something. You know, Ronnie and Hakeem definitely have something to talk about. You know, some keys you could improve to, you know, mental improvement, you know, for life, you know, health, finances, just anything. So really gonna, you know, get in depth into it, you know, and really talk about, you know, how, you know, you got, you know, just have a better lifestyle, you know, because you want, you know, us men, you know, this is live as long as you possibly can, because like I said, you know, usually, you know, male, you know, we're like our average between, it's like 70 years old, you know, for black men, it's in our 60s and everything. So definitely gonna get talk about like how, you know, we can improve our lives, you know, especially young men, you know, we, like I said, stay fit, money, you know, um, emotional problems, anything. So we're gonna play a couple of clips about, you know, two people that are really big about, you know, giving men advices, and after that we're gonna chop it right up. So go ahead, can you go ahead and play the videos?
Pro tip, when you're dealing with high quality women with some style or some class, they look at how you take care of yourself. This is why it's, when I talk about men burning candles around your house, place smelling good, people look at how we take care of ourselves and infer and say, if he takes care of himself that good, if I get on his team or if he likes me, that's how he's gonna take care of me.
Failure is the soil that brings forth the plant of success. In other words, with every failure is the seed for success. You cannot succeed without failure, in the same way that a tree cannot grow if you don't bury the seed in the soil, right? So be okay with it. Say, yes, I'm gonna fail. Yes, this is not gonna work out. Yes, this is gonna be a complete failure. So make more mistakes, make more failures, keep going. The idea is to just shut your brain off, because that's what the thing is, you're neurotic, you're thinking too much. Shut your brain off and just do it anyway. Screw it up big time. I tell this to people all the time. The idea is that failure is your tool. Failure is the evolution towards being a stronger version of yourself. You've got to fail. Embrace failure, love failure. Fail as many times as you possibly can.
As you can see, two of the people, those are, you know, people that give big men advice. You know, shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels. You know, before he started talking about, you know, marriage, you know, problems with, you know, women and everything, he was like I said, he was an image consultant. And also he gave, before, he got big, he was giving advice to men, how you improve yourself and everything. And also the other person that was on is Elliot Host. He's really big on giving men advice. He was the one when I was, in my early 20s, so started working out and everything. Just learning how to lift weights, properly. Also eating all right, also, eating healthy, and also be the best person yourself. So, so Elliot Host, he's been on YouTube for like 10 to 15 years. And he definitely helped me out about some certain things. So now we definitely gonna get into it. We definitely gonna talk about, how keys to improve, our for men, definitely gonna jug into it. I know these guys right here, they definitely gonna talk about, anything that might have, failed, they might succeed to, or some stuff they might didn't know 10 years ago, or in their teens that they know now that they possibly give advice to, other men. So I'm gonna pass it to you fellas, So what y'all got for today's topic?
Yeah, it's very important as for men to live, to learn, and to grow, even to on the midst of simple fact of failure. Me growing up into manhood, I seen like a lot of stuff what people taught me was absolutely wrong because I live, learn, and understand the aspect of everybody have their own journey, everybody have their own life to face. Especially as a man, I think a man should have his own way of growing to himself by any means necessary. So sometimes you got to give man grace to grow. Now I know there's always a similar. People always say there's a quote unquote way to success. To me, I don't think there is no way to success. I think the whole point is just to live life, to trial and tribulation, and then hopefully so you get the result that you need. I think what's happening is a lot of men are trying to find this quote unquote way to success, and it's bringing them to the midst of them bringing low upon themselves, because some people have some way of thinking, if I go this route or if I do things this way, I'm gonna get the result that I want, and chances are that's not how it normally happens. Life is a mystery, and I'm really, really starting to believe that for myself, that life is quote unquote mystery. Nobody truly can understand it. I think always people say if you do this way, there's a road to manhood. I think you just got to give some people this opportunity to find themselves. A lot of people today are not finding themselves, especially as men, because we're trying to relate to whatever people in this society consider what a man is supposed to be. Because there's men that we do provide, protect, and do all those things. But then some spaces and some people might say, hey, you're not a man. So my whole definition is you got to define what is man to you. But that's my take is for now. Go ahead.
Hey, brothers. Shout outs to Gore. Gore's in the building. Shout outs to Just Hear Me Out. Shout outs. Male improvement has always been something that should be the focus of a man's life as soon as you get the consciousness till you get into old age. And as you get around older men who are successful and stuff like that, and it teaches you to want to strive for perfection. Now, the red pill counteracts self-male improvement. It mentions that to be the best version of yourself, being the best version of yourself also entitles having the best version of yourself woman to you as well. So there's so many components in it. But if you're not striving to better yourself every day, then you're really going to fall between the waistline. That's mostly what it is with that.
Yeah, you guys make good points, very, very good points. For me, I think, especially when I was like a young male, just, I'll tell everybody, young men like this, make sure, explore your options, make sure, really explore your options of what you try to strive for, because I'm like, personally for me, young men, most men don't know what they want to do. Don't know what they want to be, don't know if they want a family. They just don't know what they want to do. I personally, for me, I like for men, if you don't know if like I said, if you don't know what you want in your surrounding. I feel like, for men, like I said, if you feel like you need something else, something to grow, like see something else, I feel like, there are some people need to, really get out their shell, or maybe, go out and really explore the world, either, find a job in another city or state, or either go into the military. You can get some discipline, and also really explore the world. And also just really, get to a mentor and see what's the best possibilities out there for you. I feel like men, especially young men, that like they really, really stuck. I feel like they might be closed-minded. They feel like, the society's kind of pushing to the wall. It's like, you got to be successful real quick right now, especially as Black men, as, being, a lot of men, they go into they see, well, let's say social media. We see like a lot of people want to be entertainers, be influencers, rappers, play basketball, football, baseball, whatever. And I feel like, that's, men look at it, that might be, especially in the ghettos, lower community, they feel like, being a rapper or being into entertainment or being in sports, that's the only way out. And unfortunately, that's not the only way out. I feel like, a lot of men, it's not telling men, like I said, other options you can do in order to be successful. You don't have to be a big entertainer or sports player to be successful. If you can, there's plenty of possible things, as in getting something that people might think is average to them, to the society, but it might not be average for you. Which I mean is, if you feel like, if you want to, if you're good at cutting hair, being a hair cutter, because I know a lot of people, when I'm from Pontiac, Michigan, they feel, I know a lot of people who want to, feel like want to be barbers or cut hair. But the thing is, it's like, some people think that's not the right route to go, because you might not be successful. But the thing is, it's like, there's like a barber, you can travel around the world or travel around any city or state to to get clientele, and also build your rep and anything. It's and then also just like working like a regular job, we're working at a grocery store, or working at McDonald's, working at Burger King. There's some people that look down to that. If you feel like you can work there, and the thing is, there's jobs like that give you programs and all that type of stuff, and a lot of people don't take that. Give out college scholarships, give you put you in a program where you can receive certificates and everything. And I feel like there are some a lot of people really don't look into it to improve yourself, financially, and also getting that set of skills so you can move yourself up, so you have a better career and a better job. So so that's what I have for right now. So I'm gonna pass it back to you.
And like that, but the improvement, man have to have a strong way of communication. Us, man, in this generation, we don't really communicate as well as we should. A lot of us tend to keep things to ourselves instead of having like men meeting, group meeting, where we just come up together as men and just have conversation that need to be pretty much conversations that need to be had. But a lot of conversation men have within himself. He's afraid to go to other men and express himself and say, hey, I'm lacking in this area. What should I do? What's your prime example? That I think you made a good point on the aspect of having mentors. I have several of them. To have people in your life that's pretty much that's going to help you and try to direct you in the right way you need to go, so you become successful. Well, pretty much your way of success, because to me, I think everybody have their own form of success. I would say I don't think there is no way, because I think everybody have create his own way on how he want to be successful. So I think us men, I think we need to have more and more group meetings, especially Black men, because right now have mental illness is starting to increase within Black men. I think we need to have more and more group meetings and let us know like exactly what's going on in our lives, because there's a lot of men that's dealing with a lot of things, because we are pretty much programmed within this society and telling us, oh, this is the way we need to be, and that's not the way I want to be. That's the issue a lot of men face. Go ahead.
Man, you got some definitely pointed and honing in back on the hold on, just hear me out say I work as a A&F in a college for $5.05 an hour. I don't
In
know what
Michigan.
A&F in
I don't know
Michigan.
A&F in Michigan.
I also was a server for 2. No, definitely. I want to hone in back on the whole mentor thing, which is important. A lot of us here are looking for guidance. A lot of us here stray from different paths and need somebody to help us focus on what's important. You know what I mean? And a mentor who has proven this is the factor. There was a thing I seen on Instagram the other day. He said 80% of the population is lazy. And a lot of people are looking for easy way out. And sometimes after you do something, the same thing for so long, it becomes a pattern. But here's the thing. The people who you hang around is a display of what you're going to be in life or where you're going to head in life. And if you want to be successful, you have to get successful first, then find the successful people, or they'll find you. And then you'll be in that range. But the mindset is the key thing. And it's always good to somebody to help you guide there. So don't be too bashful or too shy or too prideful to find somebody to help you.
Hakeem, that's a very valid point of what you have in your social group is definitely who you hang around, because that's very important. Because I feel like, some people, they need some people, especially men, sometimes they need to hang on to people to believe they can move forward, but sometimes they can either held you back or just might be out of the way for you. And I feel like, there's sometimes men are afraid to let go to a person they knew for 5 or 10 or 15 years because, maybe that friend is, is comfortable where he's at, but you probably not comfortable where you at.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, you might be, when you get older, you might want to talk about something different, but that friend or somebody else might be talking about the same thing. And I know when you get older, you don't want to talk about those same things anymore. You want to talk about something else. You want some way to improve and everything. And also, your social group, your friends, people that that improve, like I say, like improving their lives and everything. They don't have a lot of friends.
Yep.
And also, they might switch friends to hit that other level and everything. And a lot of men don't know that. And men need to know that, because if you feel like you need to let that person go, a friend that they might think they hold you back, that you're trying to make that next level. It's okay to cut that person off. It's okay, because you're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to prove your life. You're trying to be the best version of yourself. And you feel like you have somebody that's kind of, holding you back and everything. It's okay to let that person go. I learned that, in my mid-20s, there's some people that I've been close with, for a long time, maybe since, middle school and everything. But, there was, I just felt like, when I started moving to different cities, moved to Miami and also moved to LA, and then you go back home, and then some of your boys talk about the same stuff. And me, it's like, I'm not on that stuff. I'm on a different path, I'm on a path of trying to be the best version of myself, being with my wife, soon start a family and everything. And also what you guys, with this podcast and everything, being in this podcast, and looking at other podcasts and all, it just puts you in a different space, and it puts you in that different mindset. And like I said, these guys right here, like I say, they help me out with that. Start with Chaos Culture Radio, just having that different mindset of building together, building a podcast, and also work together as Black men. So, but back to the people that might be close with, you try to move up, try to be the best version of yourself, and they're not trying to be the best version of themselves, and they're trying to be comfortable and stay comfortable. It's okay to cut that person off, because if you cut that person off, I promise you will have a better life. You will be. It's like a relief that you will feel. I'm definitely telling you guys some truth on that. For real on that.
Go ahead, Hakeem. You gonna really come?
No, wonderful. I want to give a shout out to Miss Sherry Bryant. She's a new Facebook friend of mine, and I want to appreciate her subscribership. She said that we need therapy. We need to make therapy safe, a safe space for men. Miss Sherry Bryant, you are a very intelligent woman, and I think that is more apparent now that we need that in this day and age. We've always needed, but we're in a more comfortable space now. Us being 90s kids, therapy wasn't a focal point of it. A lot of our friends would say that, hey, you soft to do that. But therapy is a key component to self-male improvement. If this ain't okay up here, you ain't good for nobody. No woman, your mama, your kids, your job. If this is not okay. And I advocate for men to get therapy on top of the journey that you're doing, working out, getting more money. All this going to play a key part when you present yourself to a job, to a woman, or into society. Then people know how to take you seriously. You feel me? For a lot of people who don't know, I have a therapist. I do a mental checkup. I talk to somebody, you know what I mean? I express my fears. I express my desires and my faults or where I lack at, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And, you know what I mean? To help me to become a better man. Because, you know what I'm saying? The goal for me is to become a husband. The goal for me is to become a better brother, a better father. You know what I mean? I don't have no kids, but I'm just saying it's it. Or to become a better role model. And that's what we need to be striving for. Go ahead, my brother.
And also, I can. It's to me. I think, man, they sometimes, some men think that they don't need therapy, mm-hmm. and they think they big alpha, and they don't need it. They have a mindset. But my thing is, it's like there's always a certain time in your life, or certain times during the year, you might need reassurance of yourself. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're on the right path of doing what you need to do. For me, I get that some of the times, certain times of during the year, it might happen to me two or three times a year. And to me, it's important to talk to a person, a mentor, a therapist, to make sure you're on that right path. Maybe listen to a podcast to make sure you're on the right path, what you need to be doing, because, when I was in my early 20s, I kind of struggled with that. I just felt like, I could have, I ain't had nobody really to talk to make sure to make sure I was doing what I was doing, and also find the reassurance I was doing what I was doing. Until I got to, my late 20s and 30s and started, listening to podcasts or really start talking to someone, a mentor, a therapist, and say, hey, am I doing this right? I don't want to make sure I'm not doing this wrong, I think a lot of men really needs that reassurance that they feel like they're on the right path, make sure they're the best version of themselves, because, there are some men, they might think that, and then they might do it turn the opposite way, go back to what they was doing that was kind of, keeping them behind and everything. So, for me, make sure you talk to somebody and make sure you have the reassurance of yourself that you're on that path with what you do, what you need to be doing. Go ahead, Ronnie.
But and another thing I realized too, when I be doing my research on certain things, especially when it comes to black men are afraid of success as well. We always have a sentiment that we always gonna fail. We are a failure, and we are afraid when success comes. We don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to receive it. We don't know how to take it in because our mentors always taught that we are taught to be quote unquote failures. So when we see success, we as especially black men, we try to run away from it. And I think that's something that we need to stop doing, because the other races of men doesn't do that. But it seems like when it comes to the black man, we're running away from success and we are afraid of it. And I think that whole stigma needs to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is for us to have people that surround us that's going to actually give us the push to keep moving forward and say, hey, don't be afraid of success. If that bag is coming your way, go ahead and receive that bag and do what you got to do. So that's why I say manhood comes with a lot. That's why when it comes to that's why women can never understand a man, can never can never be a man and can never relate to a man because we go through so much on a mental level. Go ahead.
And another thing we have a problem with, men that have like insurance, health insurance, or dental insurance, we don't use it. We don't use it. A lot of men don't use their insurance. If you work in a company that gives you insurance, like either once you step in there, or you gotta wait 5 to 6 months, and they give you health insurance, please use that, to really check on your health, especially for Black men, because we never think about, we always think about, work consistently, or, make sure we have the money and everything, or if you have a family, make sure the family's good, the wife is good, the kid is good. And you really don't think about yourself, health-wise, also eating healthy and everything. So I really push, like I said, when I started turning 30, even though I didn't really go to the doctor like that, but once I turned 30, I was like, okay, I definitely need to go to the doctor. I was big on the dentist, to go to the dentist. I'll make sure I go to the dentist, twice a year. I'm big on going to the dentist. My mom is still asking me to go to the dentist and everything. But man, your health is very, very important. You need to go to the doctors, make sure you get your checkup, make sure everything's good. And we really need to push that. Also, I think our women need to really push that too. Men, make sure if you have insurance, go get checked out. And because once you, like I said, make sure if you feel slacking, and anything, feel sleepy, make sure knowing food sensitivities. Like I said, what foods that it might make you bloated, might make you tired, because there's stuff on Amazon. You can take a test. You can stick a needle in your blood, and you can send it out, and a week later, you can know what foods you might be intolerant to, or might be food sensitive to. So it's a lot of stuff that's out there for men that we can get checked up and everything. So like I said, health is a big thing for us, and we need to improve on it. Go ahead, Ken.
Definitely. I just want to read some comments. Just hear me out. The number one success in life in any job is going to sound stupid, but it's severely lacking today in the workforce. If you don't know something, don't hide. Just ask somebody. That's not stupid. It's really something that we need to teach the kids today. There is so much ego and fragility out here now. No one wants to admit that they don't know something. So they pretend it's basically building a career, a foundation of lies. Facts. Yeah, I have exactly avoided the dentist for years. Sherry Bryant, the beautiful Sherry Bryant. Men must have a woman who can communicate effectively and who can comprehend. Now let me give you my commentary. I want to touch on what my brother here say. It's some niggas out here who ain't been to the doctor in years. And niggas is out here not putting on condoms. I'm talking about two components. I'm going to make this short. What he say is very facts. Sherry, you from my era. There's a lot of people we know is not here anymore who went to school with us. And some of these guys don't know they got heart problems. Some of these guys don't know they have diseases. You know what I mean? Some of these guys are slanging raw cock. I remember growing up in the 90s with motherfuckers was asking you to put on a condom. Yes, we around the same age, sweetheart. We around the same age. So the fact that you mentioned this, guys will work, got the insurance, but will never go. Guys are too scared to even go get a checkup. One morning, they won't go until it's already too late. So it is a fact, and we're here telling you, nigga, go get a checkup, nigga. Make sure you're straight. If you're the breadwinner of your house, make sure you're straight. And Queens, I know you don't want to offend your man. I know you try to be submissive. This is not the time to be submissive. This is the time to put you some dog checking and some facts on something. You feel me? Now, I wanted to touch on that because men do not go to the hospital as well as they should. it's too many guys who I went to high school with who are not here died at 40, at 30, at 35, at 36, at 37, at 31. That's the point that I wanted to get in. Another point to this: improvement has to be inside of you. You have to want to do it. It doesn't make sense to listen to too many podcasts or read too many books, because you'll be swimming in that for months. Get your ass out and go walk around the fucking block. Go ahead, brothers.
I agree with you, Hakeem. The thing is, it's like, especially for us as men, it's like the thing to tell you if you're not feeling well, your body's gonna let you know. Your mind's not gonna let you know. Your body's gonna let you know. If your toe hurt, your stomach hurt, your chest hurt, your elbow hurt, your back hurt, your neck hurt, your eye, your tongue. You know, there's things out there you can find out. You, like I said, you go to the doctor, especially go to the doctors, and say, hey, I'm making a quick appointment. Say, hey, doctor, you know, I was having sharp pain in my lower abdomen. What's that? What is that? You know, and also it's not just getting checked out, but also learn about why your body's making that type of feeling. You know, it's definitely important. It's like, okay, this is the reason why your lower abdomen might be sharp or something like this, or your elbow's hurting, or your tongue is turning blue, or your eyes turning red, and all that type of stuff. And the thing is, you know, you're not just, you know, going to the doctors, you know, to make sure you're checking yourself up. Also, you're learning too about certain things and why this might be, for the last couple of days or 24 hours, it's been, you know, hurting, something like this. So, man, just really listen to your body, and don't listen with your mind say, oh, that's not nothing. If your body's reacting to something, that means something might be something's up. It might be, it definitely could say it's a warning. And you gotta listen to that warning, make an appointment, go to the doctor. Go ahead, Ron.
It's just that we're not afraid of the doctor. It's just, to be honest with you, a majority of us don't have the resources for the doctor. Doctor's visit is very expensive. That's nothing that's not cheap. Doctor, dental, anything that deal with your body is very, very expensive. I don't think black men is afraid of doctors. I think the aspect is the resources that we don't make enough to go to the doctor. Now, there is, you know, women do go to the doctor on a regular basis, but they can tell you at the end of the month that bill will be very, very high, very, very high, unless they have insurance from their job or they're making a certain amount of income. So that's the problem. That's why with men, we have to, when it comes to body or anything form of pretty much anything that deal with yourself, you gotta level up. You gotta get your bag up. And I'm just being straight up honest, because in this world, we know we deal with a world that deals with money, so you have to get your money up. I think one of my I got doctor's visit when it comes to my insurance for my job. Shout out to my job. I said some jobs do offer good insurance, but if you're a type of person you don't have insurance for your job, you try to avoid it because you got your bills to take care of. When you go visit the doctor, it's going to be very, very expensive. And not only that, just hear me out, said something that's something I very love and something I really stand on. Life insurance policy, especially as men, we don't have, especially black men, we don't have life insurance policy on ourselves or even on our family. So when something tragically happen, which we always try to avoid, don't want something to happen, we never have the resources to bury our family or take care of our family when they need us the most, because we don't think of stuff that's going to happen in the near future. See, with me, I read a lot and I listen a lot. And I would say one thing they always told me was, you always want to prepare for the future, even though you're not there yet. So I always think 10 years. Right now, I'm 35, but I always think I'm like 45. You never know, or 55, because life moves fast. And I think everybody already know, or they said a black man on the average might live to be 60. That's on the average. So if we're living to be 60, that's something to tell you, like, hey, we need to give our life together. And I think even Kevin Samuel was 52, 54, and he's gone. So I'm trying to tell you, like, it's trying to tell you that you gotta think of the future. We kind of think of right now, but we also have to think of the long term, because that is very, very important. Go ahead, Akeem.
Now I want to touch on something that. Go ahead, brother. You were going to say something?
I want to say one thing about life insurance. About what Ronnie said, because life insurance is very, very important. Or if man who's in their 50s, 60s, and 70s also get burial insurance too, that can help out. if you have life insurance, if you have wife and kids, you are setting your future generation up for good wealth. Good wealth. It could be 20K to 50K to 100K. It depends on what type of insurance, life insurance you got, or it depends on if you got a job, what insurance that they could give out the most. And a lot of black people don't know this. Once you have life insurance, and you don't have to pay that much. If you work like I say, you work at a company, companies, you got to put you pay maybe $2 or $3 per check. It depends. And then they'll show you a list of the medicine you might get off if you pass away. Once you put that life insurance, you are passing it, like I said, especially if you got kids, you are passing it to your future generation to make sure they're good or straight, and maybe they can, like I said, have some money to bury you, and then have someone else maybe to invest into something. And make sure you talk to your kids about, hey, because I think a lot of parents are scared to talk to the kids. Like I said, I'm not gonna be here for long. I'm gonna pass. There's a day that I'm not gonna be on this earth no more. And I feel like it's very, very important to let your kids know. Like I said, I have life insurance for you. This is the max. What I do if I pass away and everything, because my mom had this conversation, and also me and my granddad had this conversation. Like say, hey, I'm not gonna be here for long. So I'm gonna make sure you guys are set up, me and my brother set up for good, once if I pass away and everything. Because once you do that, you making sure your generation is good. And if you make sure your generation is good, you can see us up, especially our black community, you can see an upstep of our community working a little bit more better, having a little bit more what's the word? Not income, a little bit more wealth in our community. Go ahead, Akeem.
No, definitely. I wanted to touch on that too. I have a term life insurance, and I wanted to piggyback on that. I have been paying $25 for term life because I got it at a younger age. When I was in like literally my 20s, and I've been paying $25 for over 100,000. Now, I also wanted to touch on Ronnie said. There in certain cities and places, there are certain things that are not available to men that are available to women. Healthcare and all this. But you have to be resourceful. And this goes back to what Just Hear Me Out was talking about. If you don't know, just ask a question. Now, mind you, this is where the queens come into fact. A lot of black men had got put on because of the women they had in their life. It statistically has been proven a man who is married lives longer than a man who is single. There's a number of reasons. I've witnessed that for my own self. So it's imperative, while you on the verge of being better, it's impossible for you not to go out there and work on yourself and not to want to be with somebody. You have to find the right woman who understands that you're on your journey and willing to get this journey with you. Now, mind you, brothers, don't be like most niggas and you find a queen who's willing to take that ride with you, then you jump out after you there. We're not doing that today. That goes against everything God and his principles. Go read Boaz and Ruth. Now, it's important that we understand as people, what are we trying to do? And as men, as what is our goals? I always talk about this. What is your goals? What is your end goal? If your end goal has to be something positive, and the people around you have to reflect on what your goals are. Go ahead, brother.
No, that's true. And it come to the, and not only that, but I would say a single man tend to die off quicker than married men. That I told people because the reason why when I did my research upon that is because of some of the fact that married men tend to work harder, and it tends to get him going because he's working harder and he's trying to build and he's not trying to be stagnant. Most of these single men, we're trying to be stagnant, we're trying to be cool, we're trying to be relaxed, and that's why we die off really quickly. And not only that, but I think also the problem is too, I'm also against the retirement talk because some people say you're a certain age. I think you need to retire. Most of the time when somebody retires, they always end up in the grave. Why? Because as a man, we are on this earth to work. We're not on this earth just to sit around and do nothing. When we're married, Marriage keep us working. Marriage keep us doing because we're doing something for our kids. We're doing something for our wife. And not only that, but we're also doing something for ourselves. But when you're single, you're only really doing something for yourself. And then after that, you're like, okay, I'm good. I already reached my peak. I'm good. I'm gonna just sit back and relax. And that's when your life expectancy started to go down. And that's why it's very important for men to at least have someone. And this is why he shouldn't be alone, because the aspect of him being alone, he dies off quicker. But when you have a significant other, he tend to live long term. Go ahead.
To comment and give you a prime example. My daddy was roughly around 60, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 something. He had got diagnosed with prostate cancer. He told us he wasn't going to go back to the hospital. Listen now, we already know how dire that is. My mother was nagging. Every day she was nagging. Yo, you need to go get checked out. No, yo, you need to go handle that. Due to the nagging and causing all types of chaos in the house, we had forced his ass to go to the hospital to get the thing, and he had to do chemotherapy and all this stuff. So it is important, if you're single and you already got your mind, I'm not going to go to the hospital no more, it's a wrap for you. But the fact of the matter is, he had family, he had kids, that the kids in the family was invested. And this is the thing where these guys want to play this machismo that I don't need nobody. I'm going to be out here slanging raw D. And then you got a bunch of kids who don't even care about you. And they're not here. I know a bunch of dudes who not here anymore, who kids ain't go to their funeral. They didn't care to. They didn't care to find out if the man was sick or not. They didn't come by and check on him. This is why it's important. Self-improvement always also means that getting the right people around you. Good evening, Ms. Lotus. Go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, you're right about that, Hakeem. It's imperative, like I said, especially with my wife. If there's something wrong with me, she's gonna beg me or go get a checkup. Go to the go see a doctor, go to urgent care, and make sure you're okay. I remember a couple years ago when I had fractured my leg, and I wanted to work, but it's like, you know what, I think my wife told me to go check it out and everything. And I got it checked out, found it was fractured. It wasn't that seriously, it could heal on itself. And it's also good, like I said, once you have a wife or long-term girlfriend, if you hurt, that person's gonna be there. If you got the right one, she's gonna be there for you to nurture you. For facts. And I mean, that's when I found out when I first fractured my leg, when I first broke something, when I was in a marriage or in a relationship. My wife, really took care of me. Even though I really wanted to go out to work, I had a working boot, and I was, trying to, speak right when I go back to work. I wanted to say, no, just relax, let it heal, and take like I said, I had insurance and I had short-term disability, so I was cool regardless. But my mindset was just work, make that money. I'm glad that my wife really just set me down, just chill, relax, take your 5 to 6 week off. And make sure it's healed, and then after that, you go back to work and everything. And that really, helped me a lot and everything. And make sure, let me know, I had a rare one, I had a true one, with my wife and everything, because he did take care of me like that. So I commend your mom for doing that for your dad, because it's very important.
He's still here now, mind you. My dad had a stroke a couple years ago. Who you think was behind him the whole time?
Yeah, family keep you fighting. That's facts.
Your woman is your rock. We're stubborn. By nature, men are stubborn. I'm a stubborn dude too. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my success is not aligned with women. Everything that I got, a woman had some issue. A woman had her hand involved in it. A lot of times niggas is not going to be able to admit that.
No, same here. I had a woman I used to date. She gave me stuff to read, and I used to read it. Or we used to talk about different topics. And that's what I say is, I don't know why guys. I understand why guys don't like an educated woman, but me, I love an educated woman. I love a woman that can be able to feed my mind, because I'm someone that listens. You tell me something, and I know it's beneficial to me, I'm gonna take heed to it and I'm gonna follow direction. Hey, good evening, Lolis. How's it going? Welcome. You know, I'm a listen. So, you know, I would say it's very important as men to know that you have someone that's with you and that's going to back you up. And this is another thing too that kind of hinders a lot of men's success is commitment. We don't like to commit to anything. We don't like to commit when it comes to relationship. We don't like to commit when it comes to job. We don't even like to commit when it comes to our own health. I'm not gonna say we don't like to commit when it comes to money because the aspect at the end of the day, man gonna find a way to get money. We're gonna work hard to get this money by any means necessary. Even if we gotta go rob a liquor store, we're gonna go rob it to get this money. But on those three components which I named, we don't like to commit to anything, and that's why women don't really respect us as men, especially as black men. If black men could change, if we could change our whole mindset and really commit to a relationship, really commit to our health, or really commit to our wealth, we'll be totally fine. And I think it'll be a whole level of respect when it comes to manhood. Go ahead, Akim.
Well, before I speak, Jordan, do you want to speak?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and I don't think a lot of men know that women do look at certain things as stuff that you committed to. Either you're on a diet, like a strict diet. Either you go work out. How many times you might go to the club or anything. How many jobs you had in the last 3 or 4 months? Are you consistent with your job? Like you've been in your job maybe 4 or 5, 6 years. There's some women that look like that and say, hey, like if I see these guys really committed, I'll say maybe if we be together, he might be commit to me because they see that you have patterns of doing the same thing, over and over again. You're not going to mess that up. Go ahead, King.
Brother, y'all both opened the cat out the bag. The issue we got with a lot of men right now, commitment is that big thing. Most men don't want to take responsibility for anything. And this is the reason why we have an issue. And a lack of responsibility is why we have a lot of these young guys out here who don't want to take responsibility at all. This is why women are running around here with no men, because men don't want to take responsibility. Nobody has taught them that. There wasn't no men to teach them responsibility. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't know what responsibility is, you're not fit to be in the community. Going to work every day, you named it. Being at your job for a long period of times, not switching jobs. Understand, black women have to do it because they got kids to feed. They can't just leave the job. They got rent to pay. They can't just not pay the rent. Most men who don't have responsibilities or don't want to invest in being responsible go live life laissez-faire. This is why it's hard for us to date in our community, and it's hard for black men to want to say, I want to marry you, because we don't want the responsibility. The big question is, why don't you want responsibility? Life is about being responsible. Life is about handling your business. Are you scared of responsibility? Or did your mama let you not be responsible? Did she say, don't worry? It's some niggas out here who mama still pay their rent. I'm going to ask you something, women. Why are you dealing with a nigga like that? If you know he's not responsible, especially a woman who has kids and you want a man responsible, what you need to reflect that on what you're trying to get.
You see, that's a tough question. I'm not gonna lie. For a woman, that is a tough question. But women naturally, by nature, want to help. That one man don't want to see. That's one level of a game. I'm not gonna. Well, I can share this one level of the game. Okay, one level of the game somebody taught me was that use women for what women are supposed to be used for.
Lord Jesus.
But see, some people might take it out of context, but it's kind of true. If a woman is very resourceful in the aspect, if she has money, kind of use her for her money to build where you're trying to get yourself going. So if you're lacking in resources and you know you're dealing with a woman that have resources, hey, help me. You know what I'm saying? It's level to it. See, I keep laughing because it's level to it. That was it. It's level to it.
So and listen, you're telling 100% true. You want to know why women, you got a certain sector of women like that? These are the women who didn't grow up in the house with a man. They grew up in the house with a mama, and they seen how they mama babied their brothers, and how the mama, their brother could not do nothing wrong. She always bailing him out. She always watching the kids. She won't even watch her daughter's kids. That's how the mama's wired. So this American black woman who's been in this type of witness, this American black woman who's been in this type of situation, she's going to carry that trait on to her boyfriend, to her husband. Why is it that a lot of our queens are marrying ex-felons who can't even get a job? It's some
No,
niggas
because,
like,
but Hakeem, but is it her nature to help? That's what I'm saying. Like
No,
a woman, if pretty much. I was talking to a girl at one point, and this is a true story. I promise you, this is a true story. I was dating a girl at one point. She was like, Ronnie, one thing I don't like about you, you don't really need me for anything. And that, when she told me that, that's when I realized that, okay, a woman literally told me this. I promise you, Chad, one thing I didn't like about you, you didn't leave me for anything, because of that simple fact of, she was like, I can cook, I can clean, I can do, like pretty much I can do for myself, because my mom always taught me, my mom was always there, taught me to do for self, so I already know those things. So when I get a woman, I'm like, okay, I just need you just to, we go out, chill, have a couple of sex, whatever the case may be. But I didn't really need her for those areas. But then when I realized, when she told me that, then I was like, okay, you know what? I need to put her to work, because that's why I say women are there to be useful for a man to be, because there are a helpmate. They're not just supposed to just sit around and do nothing. But go ahead, Jordan, go ahead.
You're 100% right. Let's touch on this. A woman's job is to be a man's muse. For a lot of you don't know that that's a Greek thing. You're supposed to be my inspiration. You're supposed to be my drive. You are my helpmate, not my help. You are my helpmate. I don't need you for me to go out here and get no back, unless if I'm sick. Unless if I'm sick, or if I can't get out the bed, then you might put a little extra work in. But I don't need you for that. Pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. That was a Kevin Samuels term.
Sugar say I'm not a helpmate, I'm an alpha. See the girls that say they're alpha, they the main one that be helpmates. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that they'll be an alpha to a guy that already got something. If a guy already got something, yeah, I'm an alpha. But if the guy don't have nothing, those are the main one they helping the most. And that's the issue I have with the dating market today, Hakeem and Jordan, because this is a simple fact. A man will come together with all his stuff together. Because they say, I want a man to make sure he got his shit together. That's what women say all the time. A man will come with his shit together. He will have passion. He will be committed. He will have a dream. He will have all those things. But the woman will say, you too much for me. I can't handle you. Yet it will deal with a prison, like Hakeem said, they will deal with a man that's in prison, who comes out of prison, they'll show him the world. It doesn't make any sense at all.
And the thing about that is because, Ronnie, they think because when men come out of prison, because they it's like they looked at them they like as potential. Like, I could really change this man to to be this to be right and to do good. But my thing is, if you see the history of the man doing wrong and he starts showing the actions he's doing, he's not going to change. He's not going to change. You can say something, you can say anything about that work, but if he stop putting the action and you keep doing the same stuff, he is not going to change. And I feel like women, they fall into that thinking they can say, I have all this money, I have all these resources, and put in potential and put them in there. But in that mindset, you think you're doing that, but you're not seeing when that man, he's putting this action of trying to change. And if you see there's no consistency that he's trying to change, or really trying to say, hey, I'm going to try to do this and do that, and really trying to be consistent for himself, it's not going to work out.
But the thing is, the only reason why I brought it up, because this is a part of man improvement. It's important for man to get his passion up, to be committed, to have purpose, to have drive, and to have ambition. But then when he have those things, he will try to get a mate, which is a woman, to be with him in his life. But the woman will find him unattractive because, hey, I don't need you. Pretty much, you don't need me because you got things put together. I would say a woman likes to come to something they want to fix, because that's what they want to do naturally. Hakeem shaking his head. I can't, you can disagree with me, but I'm telling you the truth.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you. I just say it's a sad reality because it's true. But those women come from dysfunctional homes.
Correct.
A real man who got his shit together, he don't need you to come fix nothing. He needs you to come enjoy the ride. I built this for us, baby. Let's get it. Go cook me a steak. The steak I bought for you. Hey, baby, you need a bag? Go get a bag. I didn't ask you to come here to take care of me. You not my mama. My mama already did that. And I get my mama nails done. Let's talk about it. Listen, you got to get a man. And Queens, I'm going to tell you something. You see this statement that Sugar Bum said? I don't disagree with that.
No, but I don't know. Do you see the situation what transpired with what is it, Tyrese? He went online today, spoke about, and it was trending. He went online today and talked about my ex-wife married me not because of me, because of my money and my status.
But
he said that today, Hakeem. He literally said it because of my money and my status. And you can play that clip if you want to. He said those two things. He didn't say because of I was ambition. I'm a hard worker. I'm a good looking man. I take care of myself. He said because of my money and my status. So which means if he never had those things, she won't even look at him. Go ahead.
Women are hypergamous by nature. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you want the baddest chick, you got to have the baddest money. But here's the thing, though. He is the only person to blame. Why didn't you vet her and fact check her? And here's the thing about this. She gave you a baby. Most women who's out for the bag, they're not gonna procreate with you like that unless they on some other stuff. There had to be some type of love there to want to just go ahead and have a baby for you. I'm saying this. This is for the fellas. I got to go back to the story of Ruth and Boaz. Ruth was at the feet of Boaz. At the feet. He didn't touch her. He didn't say something. He told her, I'm preparing you for something great. Boaz already done went and did the work. It's all in the Bible. There's nothing I got to tell you. You have to make sure.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to get too deep in that, but understand what we dealing with. You feel me? Sherry said, and then I'm gonna let you. Sherry said, I feel a top tier woman can add value to any man. We all have areas of improvement. Most definitely.
But that's what I was saying. It's a woman's nature to help. You see, help. They're willing to help. Remember, that was if man can understand that aspect and start chastising the woman and trying to tell women what to do and say, okay, she's in here. She has some quality to. Women have great quality to themselves. Oh, I would say women are educated. They always say women are too educated. I believe that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. She could teach you something that you can use on the workforce to try to improve your work ethic or even your job. If you have a bad comprehension skill and you know your woman is she could comprehend very, very well, let her teach you how to comprehend and you can use that on a different level. But most men are afraid to do that because they don't know how to use women effectively. That's why I say women are, you know, it's a bad example. To me, I think women is like a tool, like a hammer, because they have power within them that need to be broken for the right man. But most men don't know how to handle it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And the thing about that is, they always, like I said, the older they get, the more wiser they get. You get wiser, also the woman get wise as well. And a lot of men don't know that women, like I said, if you got a good woman and on your side, she year by year right here, you always see something new about her, something that you never thought about before. It's the wisdom. Women, like I said, men should have noticed. Like I said, the older that women get, especially you got a good woman, the wiser they get, as you are getting wise as well. And the thing is about it, that can help you in the long run, because there's some stuff that she might be good at. You can just sit back and relax and say, hey, my wife got this, or my girl got this. She can handle this. I don't need to worry about anything. Boy, I can.
No, 100%, man. You know, the main thing about this whole situation, man, is that we need each other for many different reasons. And we can sit here and get into the nuances all day, But the reason why a lot of black women demand a lot is because a lot of situations they went with some shortcomings with some brothers. You feel me? And I don't think men understand that life demands a lot from you. So what's the difference if a woman say, hey, I'll deal with you, what you got going on? But when a man hear that, it's like it's disrespectful. You have to strive to be your best. You are a man. There's nothing else for you to do but to be your best. Best father, best dad, best worker. She not asking you to walk on water. Nigga, if you go get a second job and able to cut a light bill or make sure straight, that's more than enough. A lot of people take the aggression that women are talking about and say they're disrespectful. You need to be happy with mediocre. I'm not telling nobody to be happy with mediocre. I'm telling you got to understand the pain where a lot of people come through and the pain of a lot of single mothers. And this is why a lot of them stay single, because a man doesn't understand their flight to time is very precious. If the time is given, understand what you're doing, understand what you're signing up for. Just like a woman who understands a man that is busy, she understands what she's signing up for. And she understands her purpose and what value she can bring. My inspiration. He comes home, food already ready. Clothes is washed. We're not asking you to come break your back out here with us. That's for us, baby. We got enough niggas over here to do that. I need to come home so you can be my soft side. That's where it goes.
I didn't know Sugar Boy had a twin. Oh my gosh.
She said, my mother had me and my twin sister at 37.
It's two sugar bombs. Oh my God.
It's two sugar buns. I want to see both of them.
Oh my God. I hope we don't have the same screen name. That'd be crazy. It's two sugar buns. I'm like, oh my God. Two? Sugar buns are twin.
You're gonna see the news today.
Yeah. Hey, if her mother had her at 37, her mama look young too. So we need to drop that. We need to see the picture of you, your mama, and your sister. Drop that.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Shout outs to my niece in the building. Shout outs to Graham. Graham is in the building. No, that's Jabari.
Don't say that's Jabari, man. That was Jabari got screen name. Yeah. He got screen name all over the place. So she said her twin sister is a lesbian. I'm tired of shit. I'm tired of sugar, man.
Hey. Shout outs to my niece, my beautiful niece. Shout outs to Sassy Sue, this Instagram apparel district. Go Coppers, Phenomenally Yours, King Touch Auto, and Limbo Child. Shout outs to all them on Instagram.
Yeah, shout out to I am the single one. New subscriber. Shout out to you.
And listen,
appreciate you for coming.
Shout outs to my niece's boyfriend. I hope y'all get married. I hope they get married. Shout outs to Mr. Taylor. Taylor and my niece. I'm going to be at the wedding conveying it. Let's get it. My bad.
Wow, that's crazy. Sugar Boy have a twin. That's crazy.
She said, my sister's a lesbian. Tell your sister we like women too.
He said, yeah, y'all simulcasting. Yeah, because there's a guy he put that when he was simulcasting. Is a friend of mine who I partnered up with. And he was simulcasting. But I think he was trolling. He was trolling that day. So yeah, but we all simulcasting. We everywhere. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much all the major. And we're working on be on Rumble pretty soon. And also we're working on Patreon as well. So the Patreon will be like all exclusive video where we actually go hardcore. Of course, we can't go hardcore here because YouTube, will flag us and take us down. So we kind of keep everything PG-13. Go ahead.
I want to apologize to my niece. My niece is in the comments say she said that was a bit much. My apologies, Queen. You see, I'm man enough to apologize. I know that was a bit much. I'm just so happy to see you with a beautiful dark-skinned brother and y'all in a good, healthy relationship. I'm just sorry. It's my fault. Listen, I got a beautiful niece, a beautiful, gorgeous niece. And listen, I don't want to forget my other niece. She's gorgeous as well, but I got a beautiful niece. I'm sorry. I apologize, Queen. Go ahead.
Well, it says like you trying to put your niece out there like she in the market and she got a boyfriend. You trying like you got a beautiful, gorgeous niece. Like you trying to say, hey, go ahead and date your niece, even though she knows she not in the market.
Look what Gore asked. Gore say, Sugar Bum. The only question Honey needs to know is, can you cook? That's a fact. That's a fact.
She said, Gore, I'm not the best cook. I need a class.
Don't worry, baby. Hey, listen, Sugar Bum, don't worry. I pay for the cooking classes. We're going to put you in there.
I am the second one. What you mean kind of weird? I'm trying to see what you mean. I was trying to see what you mean by that.
What you mean by that?
She said, yeah, we know sugar. Sugar is easy to cook. All you gotta do is understand the spices. If you understand the spices and the food temperature, you're good.
Yep.
That's the basis of cooking. Spices and food temperature. That's it.
If you know how to bake, you should be all right. And know how to preheat the oven, you should be good. You know what I mean? And
you should be good.
Scrub the chicken and fish with lime.
And now everything is like pre-made. You just throw something in the oven, you're good to go. You know, but you gotta understand the spices.
And also, we got an air fryer too. We use the air fryer for anything. So don't forget.
Yeah, exactly. Air fryer too. Yeah. So I'm saying it's easy to cook nowadays. But I'm saying, but women take the roles of men. That's why they're not really cooking as much, because they're in the work field. Women used to be back in the day, used to slay in the kitchen. It's hard to find a woman now that can like actually cook. It's really hard. Why are men the best chef, but expect women to cook?
It's
because it's a traditional thing. Women are known to be the one in the kitchen. That's why.
It's our love language.
And we are the best. And we the best grilling and barbecue. I'll say that.
She said, make sure the meat is clean. Of course.
Scrub it with that lime.
Scrub it with lime or vinegar.
Then dip it in that vinegar after you scrub it, baby. That's it. Dip it in that vinegar.
Men are the best cooks, but they don't want to cook. Yeah, because it's a job of a woman. A traditional man knows it's a job of a woman to cook. Our job is to make sure we eat your cooking and say, baby, it tastes good. Can we have some more? That's our job, to make you feel good. Cooking for a woman is your therapy, to be honest with you. Most women enjoy the cooking. They say that's like my therapy.
Serving your man should be therapy. Just like how Ruth was on the foot of Boaz on her knees.
Man's therapy is the gym. Like, we like to go to the gym. Like, that's my therapy, is the gym. Like, I'm always in the gym. So that's like my therapy. So women's therapy is literally the kitchen. I remember growing up, my mom would never told me to touch the shoe. Like, no, the kitchen is my thing. And my mom didn't allow nobody to go to the kitchen at all. So I think it's an island culture thing too. Cooking is not no therapy. It is.
It is. Like I said, I really love to cook. It's a therapy to me, right?
Don't say exactly.
I'm a different man, so I went my wife to school. So we in a different world. But like I said, there's some stuff I cook.
See, look, even Hakeem Friend Jordan said the same thing. Say cooking is my therapy. That was it. Majority cooking is a woman's therapy.
And to me, the best day the world is cooking for me is Thanksgiving. That's right there. Start cooking at 6 in the morning, 6 to 12, and I'll throw down. So
I'm saying they set the music, the tone, relax. It's like y'all in a different realm. Oh, Sugar said she about to go shopping or something. I'm like, that to me, that's the worst therapy, because you going shopping, you buy so much shit that you don't need.
And also the thing is good for women therapy, because when you cook, and we have other women that's cooking as well. Y'all cooking, putting up some wines and talk about that stuff. That's therapy right there. Come on now.
Exactly. Sugar's just lazy. She don't want to cook. It's all right though. Anyway, we're about to close. Anyway, any final thoughts, guys? Any final thoughts? I was trying to see what the I am single one was saying, but she don't respond back.
You never responded, yeah.
My final thoughts, man, please try to really be the best version of yourself. You know, learn to get that confidence, learn to go to the mountain. Make sure your health is all right. If you have insurance, make sure you go insurance. If you have life insurance, make sure you have life insurance. Like I said, make sure you know, like I said, men, we don't live as long as women. So make sure you're eating right and make sure you check your health. That's my final thoughts.
My final thought is to me, learn from other men. Don't be afraid to take lessons and not to be combative. Because sometimes as men we're like, no, I'm setting my way. This is how I want things to go, and this is how I want things to be. But sometimes it's good to learn something from somebody that already been there and done that. To me, I think that's the best part of manhood, is to go to other men who has been there and done that and can pretty much relate to where you at. Pretty much where you at. Go ahead, Akeem.
Have a good weekend, Sugar Bum. Thank you so much. And thank you to Miss Sherry Bryant for joining with us, Gore, the whole team. My final thought is this. As people, we need each other, man and woman. Let's forget about who's better than who, and let's figure out how we can work this thing out. Because in this era, there's not too many couples I see holding hands on the streets. Not too many people are there with their men, or their men are there with their women. So let's fix that. That's my final take.
And I think everybody already know it's Memorial Day weekend. You guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Make sure y'all safe. Because it tends to be always crazy on the Memorial Day weekend, especially in the city. So make sure you guys are straight. Like Sugar Mom said, it's her friend's birthday. Happy birthday to your friend. You say you're gonna dress half naked, twerking on table. Hey, enjoy. You one life to live. And hopefully you get your white man that she always says she always wants. She always said she want a white man. So I said, hopefully you get your white man.
You talking about?
No, hear me out. We on. Hear me out. We on Monday. I was just saying for the weekend. We off on the weekend. So I'm just saying, hey, make sure you guys enjoy your weekend. And that's why it's so very important to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Not only that, guys, make sure you go in the community tab. In the community tab, there's the KR Culture Radio t-shirt, what Jordan got on right now. And also Prince Akeem new book, Black Love, a strategy for what? Is it a strategy for African marriage?
A strategies for healthy relationship with African American marriages.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe. Some people already caught the book. Some people already got the t-shirt. So go ahead, support the platform as much as we can, because we are working very hard to get this studio so we can bring Sugar Bum down, and she will reveal herself live and in person. Like always, of course, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. We are over and out. Peace.
Peace.